Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Workana. So in today's video record, I'm going to talk about more about practice in SPSS. So in SPSS we can do many things. We can like insert data, we can enter a data, and then we can make some kind of analysis using that data. Even we can edit the data, we can compute a new variables, we can replace it, we can sort it, or we can like select some specific group of a variable, and then we can make analysis on that. So in this video record, I'm going to talk about two things mainly. One is how we can enter a data directly in SPSS, and the other one is I'm going to talk about how we can compute a variable practically in SPSS. So let's start my video, my record or my explanation by sharing my PowerPoint. So here is creating and modifying a data in SPSS. In SPSS we can create a new variable or we can modify it, right? So let's defining variables types. The first task you do, maybe there are different type of variables. Some of them are variables, string, numeric strings, dollar, currency. We have seen those things. So when you enter a data into your SPSS, especially when you write a variables, the first task you need to tell for SPSS is that you need to tell the type of the variables, whether it is numeric variable, whether it is string variable, what type of variable it is. Then determining the variable width. That means it is the number of the digits that your number or your data can have. For example, specifying the width of your data value is very important in case, for example, if you specify the width of your data, let's say 2, and then when you encode your data in your SPSS, if you insert by mistake 3 digits, then SPSS is going to tell you that you cannot insert 3 digits because you already fixed that the number of the digits that you can insert or you can write in that specific variable for that specific data value is 2. And if you write 3, then SPSS will inform you. So that in order to save yourself from mistake, specifying the appropriate value for the variable width is very important. So that's from the variable types. You can say numeric, comma, dot, scientific notation, date, dollar, customer, customs currencies, strings. When you can select a string, that means you can insert a letter, not a numbers. If you select number, you cannot insert or you cannot type numeric. If you prefer numeric, or if you select numeric, if you say that the type of the variable is numeric, and when you insert the data, if you make or if you press by mistake some kind of letter, SPSS will not accept the letter because you already mentioned that the value of that variable or that data set is numeric. And here you are going to select the widths, the number of the digits, and the decimal places. After the decimal places, how many digits you may have. Maybe 2 digits, maybe 3 digits, depend on your interests. The other one is defining value label. This is the places where you write the code of your categories. For example, in one categorical variables which is named as employment category, the category we have is clerical, the code is 1, custodial, the code is 2, managerial, the code is 3. Then if I want to insert this code for my data, I need to come here, value label, and then I need to write the value and the label. Value is the code, 1, then clerical, then click add. 2, custodial, then click add. 3, here the name is managerial, then click add. Now let's see this thing in practice. I think practice is better than theoretical things. So this is the variables. And now let's say I have one variable named as employment. Employment, no spaces, category. I can write like this. So now employment category is numeric. I want to make 2 digits. I want to make a 2-digit, no, 1 digit, no need to make it 2 digits, then okay. Then here is employment categories. And then now it is the place where you write the code value. So that you need to click on these small squares. You need to click on that. And then now you already remember, if you remember here, 1 is clerical, 2 is custodial, 3 is managerial. 1 is what? 1 is 1 value label clerical. Then you need to click add to, then custodial, then you need to click add. If you don't add, you didn't make any changes. 3 managerials, then click add, then okay. Now the code is recorded. Now missing, if missing, you can put it as it is, then missing actually will be represented by dots in your SPSS. Then what type of variable it is? Employment category? It is categorical. It is not ordinal or nominal. It is ordinal, not nominal, because there is ranks. Of course, even if you don't know exactly what rank it is, clerical, custodial, and managerial, there is ranks. Clerical is kind of usual or freshman jobs. Custodial is little bit seniors, and managerial is manager. Therefore, clerical is less than custodial, custodial is less than managerial. Therefore, you can rank it. Such type of variable is actually ordinal in nature. So that you do like this, like you can do like this. You can give a value for your categories in these ways. Now let's talk about computing a new variable. If you want to create a new variable by like doing some kind of computation, by adding two variables or by subtracting one variable from the others or by multiplying one variable with others, you can create a new variable. That is what we call it, computing a new variables. So actually this PowerPoint is very informative, very easy. You can, here is a step. You go to transform, click on transform, then click on compute a variables. Then I want to compute a new variable named as salary difference. It is the difference between current salary minus beginning salaries. So I am going to create a new variables, right? I am going to create a new variables. Once I do that, I need to click OK, and then I will show you that I'm going to get a new variables. So this is actually we can open some sample data from SPSS. How you can open a sample? SPSS has a sample data, so that you can open sample data from SPSS. Let's show you how you can open it. You go to File. I will try to speak as slowly as possible so that you can follow me, and then you are going to repeat after me or when you practice. But even you can pause, you can take a note, you can follow the same steps, then you can get a sample data even in SPSS. File, open, then datas. Then from here you need to select the where you can get your softwares. SPSS actually, in my case, you can get your software. The name of the software is SPSS. Of course, this SPSS is named as IBM. Another name for SPSS is IBM, so that you can get SPSS softwares when you install it either in program file or program file 86. In my case, it is on program file 86, so that I click on program file 86. Then the next step is you need to click on IBM. IBM is another name for SPSS, so click on IBM. Then you need to click on SPSS. I want to open sample data. Then go to statistics. Then this is version of this SPSS. Then here is the sample data. Click on sample data. It is an English version I want. One of the data that I'm going to use is named as employment. In order to get, there are many data, you see. These are all sample data that we are going to use them a lot in these courses. We will use many of them for practice in these courses. Now let's get employment data by just pressing E, letter E. it will take you to the data file that starts by E. For example, I have only one data file that starts by E. That is also employment. Then once you press E and your employment data or your interest data is selected, then you can double click on it or just press enter. It will be open. This is my sample data. So I want to compute a new variable named as salary diff. This is my variable, you see variable view, data view. Data view, you have a raw data. Variable views, we have a name of a variables and the characteristics of the variables. This is a variable view windows. It has a name of a variables as well as the characteristics of a variables. So I can be on either sheets. It doesn't matter whether I'm on this page or on this page. I want to compute a new variables. You see here, I have only 10 variables. I don't have a variable named as salary difference here. I want to create a salary difference by deducting beginning salary from current salaries. To do so, go to transform, compute variables, and then the name of that new variable is salary difference, no space. Make sure that your target variable has no space. If you write a space, SPSS will not accept it. And then how I get this salary difference? It is the difference between current salary, double click on it. This is operation boxes where your order will be analyzed. Salary difference minus, you can press minus from here, beginning salary. This salary difference, a new variable, should be created by deducting job beginning salary from current salary. Then press OK. The thing is executed. It is here execute. That means, by the way, this is an output viewer window. It is output here. And even if there is no result that will be shown on the output viewer windows, and it's informing me that your order is executed. A new variable named as salary difference is created. Let's go and check it. Where I can check it? I can check it on data editor window. This is my data editor window. I have two variables. I have two sheets. One sheet is named as variable view sheet and the other sheet is named as data editor or data view sheet. On variable view sheets, there is a new variable named as salary differences. You see, it is a new variable and it is named as salary differences. Actually, I got it by deducting beginning salary from current salaries. It is the difference between current salary and beginning salaries. So let's go to the data views and see whether practically I have that variable or not. Here we go. This is the salary difference, a new column, and I actually got it by deducting beginning salary from current salary. You see here, there is no missing value. It's unfortunate. It is interesting. So this is it. Now let's see. I think you need to stop here and practice by yourselves. Because now let's go to the next slide. The next slide says that computing a new variable with if cases. If cases. For example, if I want to get salary difference for employees which actually serve in that institution for for less than 5 years. You see here, the condition is here, of course. It says job time less than 60 means actually job time, what we call it, experience in that institution measured in this data set by months. By months. So 1 year is 12 months, right? It says 60 here. That means how many years it is? 5 years. Therefore, I want to compute a salary difference for young workers, not for senior worker, rather for junior worker, those workers that have no that much experiences. I want to get a new variable named as salary difference by deducting beginning salary from current salary of worker that actually serve in that institution for less than 5 years. So there is a condition here. It's not for all employees. It is only for worker that serve in that institution only for 5 years. Only for 5 years. So let's practice it. Let's practice it. Here you go. My employees data is this one. Transform, compute. Now I want to add condition. So if you want to add a condition for a variable that you want to calculate, click on if condition and include all cases. There is no condition in this context, and include if case satisfy condition. Click here. If case satisfy condition. What is the condition then? The condition is if men since hire, that is current job time, which is experience, if it is less than is here, you can find less than 16, if my worker is less than 16 years of experience or months of experience, that means if he served for that institution for less than 5 years, what is his 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 salary differences? I'm just thinking whether SPSS can inform me there is already another name named as salary difference with with this variable name or not. Let's click on it and check whether SPSS inform me or not. More probably it will inform me. Yes, change existing variable. It say whether I have to replace the existing variable or not. Let's tell for SPSS, if I want to create another variable, I need to add some kind of code on this variable name, because I cannot have two variables with the same name. I need to replace one, or I need to add some kind of codes to differentiate one variable from the others. It asks me change existing variable. SPSS is going to replace it. I will tell him replace it. Okay. Now the data is executed. You see executed. Another variable is executed. Let's go and check the differences. Let's go and check the difference. Here you go. You see now salary difference. Here is salary difference. I need to get some missing values. Salary difference if job time is less than 5. It's unfortunate that let job time, this is job time, here you go, job time. Let's order it. If you want sorting, if you want to order, you can click on data, sorting, job time, data. I want to order these things. I want to see the minimum number, whether there is any variable which is less than 16. My variable is job time, menses since the previous hire, menses since hire, ascending order. So let's go and check it. Now there is no variables that is less than or equal to 60. If job time is less than or equal to 60. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue the practice in SPSS. So as you see here, now we are doing on computing with if conditions, right? So in order to do so, we need to go to transform, then compute a variables. I want to repeat it again. Of course, my data is not this one. My data is employment data. So I need to go to transform, compute any variables. Then I want to add a condition. The condition is if job time is less than 60, and I want to see the difference. I need to add a new variable, right? So that I want to get the difference between current salaries and beginning salaries, and that difference I want to call it salary difference 2. And also I actually calculate this difference with condition. There is a condition, and that condition is I want to get that difference for young workers that work or that serve in that institution for less than only 5 years. So in order to get the result, let's click on OK. So I got a new variables, and that variable is named as salary difference 2. You see here a new variable named as salary difference 2. Now I want to go and check the real data, whether I have it or not. So if you come here, salary difference 2, this is the second variable, there is nothing. What is the reason for that? I don't have any data. It is missing. That means there is no values. The problem is because I actually ask SPSS to calculate salary difference for employees that serve in that institution for less than 16 months. But the minimum worker that actually served in that institutions is actually he served for 63. The minimum years that served in that institutions by our sample is 63 months. The minimum one is 63 months, which is more than 5 years. I want to get salary difference for young workers that serve in that institution for less than 60 years, but I don't have any data of that. And therefore, SPSS informed me that there is no data for that, and the answer is missing. You see, for example, let's because it is it's like a practice. Let's add you like let's change these things. Let's make it. Let's make the condition. Let's change the condition. Maybe let's make for 90. That for employees that service in that institution for more than less than 90 menses. It is menses. You have to divide it by 12 in order to get the number of years that respondent served. This is more probably like 8 times 96, right? 8 times 12 is 96. It is 7 years and some menses. So let's continue for that. It says replace. No, let's add a new variable. I want to see the difference clearly. The previous ones I can't see the difference. I make the new variable salary difference 9. I give a code which says salary difference 9. It's different from the previous variable names. Then let's go to the thing is conducted or executed. I can go and check. First of all, let's see the variable name. Salary difference 9 is here. And I can correct the characteristic of these variables according to my preferences. It depends on my preference. I will do that. And you have to do it in your cases. So that here, I want to see the real difference here. You see, here there is some values. This is because there are unemployed that serve in that institution for less than 19 years. Let's see some missing values. More probably, I have some worker that serves for more than, I can check from here job type. If it is greater than 90, you see, when it is greater than 90, here is the job difference or the salary difference is missing now, because I ask SPSS to calculate salary difference if and only if with that condition. The condition is if and only if that worker serve in that institution for less than 19 months. These people actually serve for greater than 90 months. 19 greater than or equal to 19 months. Greater than or equal to 19 months, and therefore this part is missing for them. There is no data. It's missing. I hope this is the end of this part. You have to practice it. Practice makes you perfect. So watch this video, practice it, repeat it, practice it, then you are going to get it, you are going to handle it, you are going to grasp it, you are going to know how to do those things. Computing a variable. The next time I'm going to record how you recoding a variable. Sometimes you can recode, you can change the code. If you want to record it, there is a way that you can do in SPSS, and we will deal about that in the next video section. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope this video will help you to understand what we have